Ladies and gentlemen, people of the world, Jomil Luna here, and welcome to the Community Spotlight. Today, we're taking it back to the heart of it all, the Bronx, a borough known for its grit, its culture, its music, and most importantly, its people. Our guest embodies what it means to be Bronx proud. Amaurys Grullón is an artist, an entrepreneur, and co-founder of Bronx Native. Bronx Native is a movement, a creative space, and a cultural anchor for a borough often overlooked, but never silent. Ladies and gentlemen, people of the world, can I get a year in welcoming to the show, Amaurys Grullón?
Yeah.
Amaurys,
yes.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Happy to be here, brother. This is awesome.
Yes. Let's jump right into it. I know you're a busy man and you're working on so many things.
Yes.
But for those of you in the audience who may not know him, he's going to tell us a little bit about himself. So who is Amaurys Grullón, a.k.a. Bronx Native?
Bronx Native, yes. Who am I? So I'm a creative social entrepreneur based in the Boogie Down Bronx, born and raised here in the Longwood, Hunts Point section of the Bronx. Now I reside in Mount Haven, where my shop is as well. And I am a Bronx native, right?
Yes.
I am somebody, I like to say that I am the Bronx, you know, the Bronx is me. But yeah, I'm a creative, you know, first and foremost. I express myself through multiple mediums, you know what I mean? And I'm a storyteller, you know?
I love that.
From design, fashion, music, culture, it flows through me, and it's my passion, is what I love, and is what I do. And second, I am a social entrepreneur, right? Social entrepreneurship is very special to me. It means that all of my ventures have a social component, right?
Beautiful.
We're not only trying to be sustainable, we're not only trying to create impact, but we're trying to change the narrative, right? We're trying to make sure that the Bronx is lifted up, trying to make sure that we are elevated, that we're amplified, that we're inspired, and showing the Bronx that the Bronx is the most beautiful place on earth, bro.
That's right.
You already know. I was born and raised here, and you know, like you mentioned, you know, stigma, a lot of people from outside of the Bronx, even people from inside of the Bronx, right? I heard multiple negative things throughout my whole life, but me growing up, I had an amazing time here, you know, and I continue to have an amazing time. The journey is the reward, and I knew I needed to create a brand that really showcased the Bronx for what it is. We like to say Bronx Native is more than a brand, it is a movement, right? We're heavy on social impact. We create merchandise that inspires, that empowers, merchandise that truly represents what it means to be from the Bronx. And we do a lot, you know, from our brick and mortar shop right here on 127 Lincoln Avenue to our other ventures, right? We have Tag Up Music, which is a recording studio. We got BX Print, which is a screen printing shop. We're not only, you know, creating our merch, but we're creating the merch for others in our community. And yeah, well, you know, the movement continues. It's been an amazing journey so far, you know, to give back, to make it happen. And it's still only the beginning, bro.
It's only the beginning. I agree with you. And I've been on this movement with you. I've been watching. I actually got put onto you by a coworker, Daniela Figueroa, shout out. And she said, we got to go to his store, Bronx Native. I said, yeah, girl, come on, let's go. And since then, up until now, we even went to a pop-up that you had at Bryant Park.
Thank you.
I remember I met you for the first time in person there. But you know, and so I even bought some of your merch. So tell us about your merch specifically. It really showcases things that we grew up with, right? And moments that maybe, you know, is like from being like from the Bronx. So I see your hat right now. It says, I love the Bronx, right? What are some of the other things that you guys showcase at your store?
So, you know, we get inspired by the daily life here, right? Walking down 3rd Avenue, right? Walking down the hub, you know, seeing the flavors, the characters, right? Everything that the Bronx is. And we take inspiration from that and put it out there. You know, we like to tell a story with our merch. I remember in the beginning of Bronx Native, you know, we were looking for merch that represented us, merch that was visually appealing. You know, I wanted to wear a hat that said "I love the BX." I should have said the Bronx, and I couldn't find it. Right? I was like, how is this possible? The Bronx, birthplace of hip hop, salsa, such a diverse and incredible borough, and we don't have representation in the streetwear world, you know, and in these other spaces as well. It was up to us, you know, to bridge that gap and create this brand that creates this merch, that creates impact. So yeah, you know, we got multiple merchandise pieces. You know, one of my favorites right now is a collaboration with the New York Botanical Garden.
Oh, amazing.
Shout out to them.
Yes.
The collaboration is called Rooted in the Bronx, right?
Oh, how amazing.
And, you know, it's been incredibly well received. Everybody, you know, the first batch that we put out sold out immediately. We just restocked right now at the Botanical Garden and at the shop. And, you know, that, the inspo behind that collaboration was basically taking things that you'll see around the Bronx, right? Like a hydrant, right? Like a bodega crate, right? And then showing it with flowers blooming from it,
how
right?
Amazing, how beautiful.
And it really just speaks about the Bronx. It speaks about us, and it speaks about how the Bronx is blooming. You know what I mean? We have so much beauty in the regular, ordinary things, that's what we try to put out there, right? Our people are incredible, amazing, and we deserve to have things like this. So we're making it happen.
You're making it happen, and at the core of your message, what would you say the core is?
Of Rooted in the Bronx,
just in general, like I know you are all about storytelling and depicting the Bronx in a beautiful light, and I think you're doing that. If there are any messages of inspiration that you want to offer the audience watching, right? That, you know, like who is Bronx Native and who is Amaurys, right? You know what I mean? So that they can feel it and they can relate to it. What would that message be?
Yeah, that message is you are beautiful. The Bronx is beautiful. The Bronx is incredible. You know, we are one of a kind. We're cut from a different cloth, right? And, you know, growing up at times, you know, and I'm speaking about me, I had like an imposter syndrome, right? Where some things are for a certain demographic, a certain audience, and you don't think you can make it, right? And I was like, should I do an LLC? Should I start my business? Should I do this? Is it for me? Can somebody from the Bronx really do this? I just want to tell everybody out there, yes, you can.
Yes, you
Go
can.
out there, take that risk. You know, the Bronx is, we keep creating it, right? This is, again, the birthplace of so much culture, history, diversity, and we just got to tap into our potential, lock in, and show the world what we have to offer. You know?
Amaurys, you hit it on the head. It's about creating, and I totally relate to this imposter syndrome, thinking like, oh, that's not for me, then maybe that's for white people. That's not for me because I didn't get that education, or that's not for me because, you know, whatever the case may be. But that's so real, and I think that's a great message to tell our audience that yes, you can, and it's about creating from the smallest thing to the biggest thing, but it's those small steps that can get you to, like, for example, to where you are now, right?
Black by black.
And I love that. I love that. And so you've been creating since what year?
My whole life.
Your whole life. I love that. I love that,
so
right?
I've honestly been creating, you know, since I was, my youngest memory was me, you know, in back of the school, drawing, back of the church, drawing, you know, and I always had kind of like this talent and this passion for the arts. So I was always drawing. I was always known in school, middle school, elementary, high school as like the artist, right? Like people used to pay me to do their art homework, you know, people used to tell me to draw stuff for them. And it's just been something that's been part of me, and I've been blessed to have that talent. And also, you know, blessed to be able to take my talent and implement them with my entrepreneurship, right? With my social impact, and making sure that we are creating, we're creating change, we're creating beautiful stuff, and we're just, you know, making it happen out here.
You're doing it. You're totally creating change.
Yeah.
This man is creating change. You can create change. And that's what the Community Spotlight is about, to showcase and show people, places, and things that are doing beautiful and amazing things. And I'm so happy that you're sharing this story of empowerment, but you're also paying it forward. It's not just about you. It's not just about this one brick and mortar store. It's about a worldwide movement that people can relate to on so many different levels,
There's so many things, you know. I think about the history of the Bronx, right? The 80s, the 90s, you know, when the Bronx was, you know, in ruins, basically, you know, 80%
was burning.
Yeah, the Bronx was burning. 80% of the South Bronx was literally in ruins. And, you know, it just speaks on the grit, right? The passion. And talking about our people, black and brown people coming together in the midst of everything and just coming up on top, right?
Yes.
When I think about the Bronx, I think about the rose coming out of the concrete, right?
Yes.
I think about the phoenix coming out of the ashes, right?
Yes.
And I see just beauty, ambitiousness, and empowerment. You know, we created hip hop to be heard,
Yes.
to be seen,
Yes.
right? And in a way, we're taking those universal concepts, you know, and just amplifying them to the ultimate level, because everybody could relate to these things. Everyone could relate to the struggle and being a survivor, right? We have a quote here, only the strong survive, right? We are strong, we are incredible, and it starts right here, you know, it's
totally.
a mentality, you know what I mean? It's and I remember I had to shift that mentality and say, wait, I'm really him, you know what I mean? I could really do this.
Yes.
You know, I could go and really start a business, right? I could really go out there and create empowerment. I could make money. I could do this. And it's been, again, the journey is a reward, and going up that hill is the most beautiful experience, you know what I mean? Going up that hill of the journey. And I want to tell everybody out there, take that leap, you know, take that risk, and you only live once, and we from the boogie down Bronx,
That's
you know what
right,
I mean?
that's right.
Nothing ain't gonna stop us, so let's get it.
Yes, yes. Yeah. What are some of your most popular catchphrases or slogans?
Yeah. So, you know, number one slogan, can I get a yeah? You know, that,
I love it.
You know, I remember growing up here in the Bronx, and you know, your was meant for a lot of different things. You know, synonymous different things. In street culture and all these things, and just pop culture in general. And then when we started Bronx Native, every event we started, it was like a call to action, right? Can I get a yeah? And everybody just, you know, stopped what they're doing. Yeah, you know what I mean? And just that energy, you know, and then it became kind of like our catchphrase, right? Every video starts, yeah, you know what I mean? Every event, and it's you know, we've adapted it and made it happen. Other catchphrases, I mean, can I get a yeah? Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen, right.
You know what it is. You know, usually, you know, BX slang. You know how we talk. You know, because we really the culture capital of the world out here. You know what I mean?
So many things.
And you know, so many things that have come out of this borough. You know, chopped cheese, bacon, egg,
chopped
cheese.
cheese. I know. I've heard of chopped cheese.
You know,
the quarter juices. That's the hat I bought actually with the quarter juices.
With the quarter,
I love that one because it brings nostalgia.
Yes.
Right? These things that we grew up with just bring you nostalgia.
And nostalgia, you know, it's very powerful, and I feel like even more now, as we grow up, you know, we're constantly thinking about those old school memories and stuff like that. And when you go to the shop, you know, we have the quarter waters there. We have the old school telephone. We have memorabilia that takes you back to those decades and those years growing up here in the Bronx. And it's a beautiful thing, you know, to transport somebody to that time and place, and to not only have customers buy merchandise, but make them feel something.
Yes.
You know, that's one of the most important things, you know, and that's what I tell everyone. You know, it's fine if you don't buy anything, but come into the shop and just feel what the Bronx is, a true Bronx experience. And it's the best thing in the world. You know?
It is. It absolutely is. When I walked into the store, I mean, I felt nostalgic. It brought me back to my childhood. And up until now, and there's things that you grow up with that you just feel it, and you just say, oh my gosh, like I remember these quarter juices. I remember, you know, what this looked like, that looked like. And it's just, it's a feeling. And things that make you feel great, you will remember forever. Right?
You'll remember those memories. You know, I remember going to the store, $1, you know, you could get a quarter water, you get a bag of chips, you get the honey bun, you get the seeds, you know, you could have gotten so many stuff. Now with $1, can't even get a
I don't even know what you could get with $1 now.
A McChicken is like $5.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
But you know, it's history, it's time, and we are telling the story of our people. You know what I mean? And you know, I was born in the early '90s, raised basically in the early 2000s. So you know, we listen to also the OGs, right? The people that have lived through the '70s, through the '60s, and we do research, and you know, we have a series series called Things You Didn't Know, which
beautiful.
we educate people things you didn't know about the Bronx, right? And we highlight facts about multiple things, about spaces, about historical events, about individuals that are from the Bronx, and that's also part of the brand, right?
Yes.
How do we educate our people? A lot of the times, people don't know that we have new restaurants or this
That's
and
right.
that. So we also promote our local restaurants, our local spaces, and really show people and make people from the Bronx also feel proud. I get people all the time hitting us up like, man, keep doing what you're doing. You're making us super proud. We've moved to Texas, we've moved to Florida, but we follow you, and it still feels like we're still in the Bronx. And it's all about that. It's about community. It's about togetherness, and it's about just amplifying who we are, and being your authentic self. So,
Amaurys, mira, thank you so much, man. You're doing an amazing job. Thank you for telling our story, a Bronx story, and keep doing what you're doing because it's from here to the world. And so anybody watching today, inspirational. You can do it too. This is an example. So always believe in yourself, and so you can start small. Don't worry, it's gonna be okay. And knock on his door. Follow. And so we're gonna actually ask you, how can people follow and support everything you're doing?
Yeah, definitely. So you can come to our brick and mortar shop. The Bronx Native shop is on 127 Lincoln Avenue, right over here in Mount Haven by 3rd Ave, 138th Street. You can check us out on all social media platforms at the Bronx Native. We're on everything, and we post content every day. And stay tuned. We got incredible collaborations coming up this year. We have documentary, book, more merch, and more events, open mics. We have our 8-year anniversary coming up in October for Bronx Native Day. Let's continue to create impact. Let's keep making it happen. And thank you, brother, for everything you're doing as well. And only the beginning. Let's keep going.
All right, so to close out, can we do it together?
Let's get
Ready?
it.
1, 2, 3. Thank you, amigo.
Thank you, brother.
Talk to you soon.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, people of the world, welcome to the Community Spotlight. I'm your host, Jomil Luna. And today we're honored to be joined by 2 incredible individuals who are making waves in the Bronx and beyond, not just through their titles, but through their heartfelt work in culture, creativity, and healing. Today, you will get to meet Jessica Torres, your 2025 Queen of the Bronx, Puerto Rican cultural pageant. She's a digital content creator, a mental health advocate, and the founder of the Progress Goddess, a mentorship platform empowering creatives and survivors to own their stories and step into leadership. And alongside her, we have Ruben Santana, the 2025 Rey Cultural of the Bronx Puerto Rican Day Parade. He's an artist, a mental health advocate, and the visionary behind the Miss and Mr. Universe Canine Pageant. Together, Jessica and Ruben are redefining what it means to lead with authenticity, creativity, and they are both extremely proud Puerto Ricans. So ladies and gentlemen, people of the world, let's welcome to the show Ruben Santana and Jessica Torres. So welcome to the show. Congratulations to you both on your title. And I want to jump right into it. So Jessica, starting with you, what does it mean to be the Miss Puerto Rico pageant winner of the Bronx?
Yes, so this title I hold with so much pride. It is an immense honor. It is a responsibility because when I wear this sash, this crown, I'm not solely representing myself as an individual, but representing the Bronx, representing New York, representing La Isla, mi gente boricua here and in the island también. And I don't take that lightly. I utilize all of the energy, all of my passion, heart, and soul to be an example, to be a leader, to be a role model, and this is the honor of a lifetime to be able to do so.
Oh, that's so beautifully said, and I agree with you. I think you carry it so well. Your light shines through. And Ruben, what does it mean to you to hold this title?
For me, it's connecting with my roots once again. You know, I've been living in New York. I got moved to New York from Puerto Rico when I was about 10 years old. So there was a disconnection for a long period of time. And entering this pageant gave me that opportunity to kind of connect with my people, go really deep into it, and find myself once again and be proud of being Puerto Rican and a Latino here in New York City.
Yes. And you know what? I want to sit there for a little bit because there are so many Puerto Ricans in New York, especially here in the Bronx, right? What does it mean, Jessica? What does it mean to be Puerto Rican?
The thing is, being a New York Rican, we often feel we're either too much or not enough. There's never a middle ground. We're either too loud or too silent, or we don't speak our Spanish well enough, not fluently enough. We're often made fun of, belittled, and you know, you're not Puerto Rican enough. But we carry that in our walk, in our talk, in our presence. We embody that energy in the fullness of everything we are and everything we do in every field. We are multi-talented, we are resilient, we are strong, we are otherworldly passionate, and I am so proud to be Puerto Rican.
That's right. And I totally relate to that because I think a lot of people say, oh, you're not from the island, so you're different, you're not Puerto Rican enough, but it's, I mean, we have how many Puerto Rican parades happening throughout the world and throughout New York City, and so thank you for sharing that. And Ruben?
Well, touching up on that also, since I was born in Puerto Rico and I moved to New York, I also feel the other side of Puerto Ricans in New York, the way they look at me.
Yes.
Because I'm born in Puerto Rico, somehow I'm extra special. There's something magical happening. And the truth is, you know, this pageant showed me that we're equal.
Yes.
All right? Being Puerto Rican is something that you're born with. There's not a special school that you have to go to learn to be Puerto Rican.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no master degree.
That's right.
It's being yourself, who you are, enjoying your body, your music, your friends, your family. That's being Puerto Rican.
I love that. And that's why I asked that question, because I feel like what it means to you, right? To you individually, what it means to you is a special thing. And so there's no right or wrong, right? So y'all over there saying that they're not Puerto Rican enough or they're too Puerto Rican or they were born in the island, not in the island. Mira, eso no importa, okay? So I think it's about building community. And so let's sit there for a little bit. What does community building mean to you, Jessica?
Well, for me, being a digital content creator, I started building my personal brand and my platform because I was in need of community.
Yes.
For me, there's nothing that fulfills my purpose and amplifies my own voice and my mission here with the life that I've been blessed with, other than building community, because without other people, we're nothing. We cannot amplify our messages, we cannot share our voice, share our stories, we cannot resonate and connect on a deeper level with one another. So I create community in the digital space through my content, but as well as physical spaces, because when we unite, and the way that we did for all of the parades across New York City, it was felt. It was so, it was so therapeutic and healing to be among your family, because you felt that energy and the vibrant, the music, the dance, like that's how we connect with one another.
Powerful, powerful. And thank you for sharing, because I think for all of our Puerto Rican parades, whether it's in the Bronx, in Jersey, in the big national one, we all feel Puerto Rican for a day, and we bring in the whole world on that one day, but also 365 days a year, right? We're just so proud. And Ruben, what does community building mean to you?
Community building is listening to my people. I'm a type of king, although I love social media, but when I go to events, I like to go into the crowd, sit down, listen to the stories they have to tell you, relate to them with my stories and my grandma's stories, and we sit and have a beautiful conversation. I think we need to listen to each other more. It's always good to have fun, take pictures, social media. It's a great thing, but when you connect, actually sit down, you connect with people, you listen to them, to their stories, it's amazing.
That's amazing. It is amazing. I love that. I love that. And we recently got to connect at a Bronx Borough President's Allies event, right, in the Bronx. And so when because I listened to you and it touched me so much, and you know, we're gonna touch on it in a little bit, but it touched me because I actually was like, wow, like what a deep story. It's not just about a crown or a sash. It's like the real meaning behind, like, hey, look, I have a story to tell. I want to share this story. I want other people to feel inspired and feel like you're not alone, right?
That's right.
So thank you for sharing that. And so Jessica, you are also a mental health advocate, right?
Yes.
And so can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so just who I am as an individual, I had a very difficult upbringing. I am a survivor of domestic violence and abuse, and visually looking at me, I appear to be a woman who has all her stuff together. Look at her, she's reina. She must be on top of the world. She must feel that way 24/7. But for me, it's more important than ever to amplify the message that we are all human beings and we all have struggles, and we all need to be more compassionate and empathetic towards one another, because every single individual that you see is going through a battle that you know nothing about. And I know that you've actively discuss this as well, being a mental health advocate, so I commend you and applaud you for doing that. But I am open about having PTSD, suffering with depression, anxiety, dealing with panic attacks, and you would never think that looking at me because I'm here on a live show and I'm very well composed, but it's important to say that because somebody else can look at me and relate to that, and I can give them advice and guide them through this difficult time in the way that I overcame it as well.
Oh, beautiful message. And I think that in some way, shape, or form, we all carry a crown. And a crown can be symbolic of so many things, of the beautiful things in our life and also the challenges in our life. And the fact that we carry it, it's how you get through it that's most important, right?
Yes, yes.
And so, Ruben, I know you have a special passion for dogs specifically, and you run the Miss and Mr. Canine Pageant. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, I'm a big animal lover. Everybody knows that's how I got started into all these world of social media, doing fashion shows for dogs, and getting involved with charities that work with dogs to help them. So I create costumes and fashion just to help promote that pets are important and we have to take care of them.
Yes.
And that's a big, big thing. Oh, not only that, they're beautiful, but they also help you when it comes to mental health.
Yes.
I think having a pet is a great, great thing. It can change your life.
Yes.
As also I struggle with mental health, suicidal thoughts, depression. So it's a big, important thing to have a pet in your home.
Yes.
It helps you. Every day you get up, you go out there, so you have a purpose. So pets are amazing. And the Mr. Universe Canine is even better because you reach out everywhere across the world.
Yes.
Yes, because it happens on social media.
Yes,
so everybody can participate.
Oh, that's beautiful. And when is that?
That happens now. It's going to happen on November 15th this year.
November 15th,
we already have contestants from Puerto Rico, Australia, different countries, and everybody there dress pets in different categories. We have national costume. It's a big people's favorite categories. We have casual and we have evening wear for the pets. So we get to enjoy them.
Yes.
And it's a beautiful experience.
It is a beautiful experience. I've gotten to see you in action, and I know that you love your dog so much, and even when they've not been with us, like, you know, and I feel your pain. I feel your pain, you know, and I'm so happy that you you showcase man's best friend in such, or women's, or people's best friend, right?
Yes.
In such a beautiful way, because it really is therapeutic, and animals are so special because they just have good hearts, and they love you. Unconditionally, right?
Yes. But not only animals, we also have to, real quick, I want to mention about our coquí in Puerto Rico and what's happening over there.
Dime.
It's not only about the dogs, okay? We got to protect, make sure our coquí is okay, is protected.
Yes.
We got to do everything we can to get that message out there.
That's
leave
right,
the
that's right.
alone.
Yeah, leave the cookies alone, you know, that's something nosotros.
Yes,
yes, agreed. And Jessica, can you share with us how you got to this point? Have there been any inspirational people that have gotten you to where you are today?
I would dare say that I had to tap into a version of myself that I did not know existed.
Yes.
You know, kind of creating this version who was unstoppable, confident, nothing can touch her, and really gradually become her. And that is a progress, that is a journey, it takes years to get to that point.
Yes.
So I would say I picked myself up from the floor and I gave myself affirmations in the mirror. I had to remind myself, tú eres la reina, todos los días, every single day.
Yes.
And that is something that I instill in other women and men as well, because mental health is for everyone. And just remember that you are originally authentic created. There is no one else in the world exactly like you, with your gifts, your talent, your voice, your story. And if you don't share that, you're doing a disservice to yourself.
That's right.
And others, because other people can benefit from your story. And if you're not sharing that, then how are you going to create an impact?
Oh, I love that. And so in closing, if you could say a closing message, and how can people follow you? Ruben?
Well, you can find me on social media, on Facebook and Instagram, Ruben's World. There you can find all my content. And I just want to say to people, just love yourself. And I know we're sometimes busy working, trying to catch up and do so many things. Love with yourself and connect with your family. That's a very important thing.
Beautiful. And Jessica?
I will say prioritize community, reach out to one another if you need help, and listen to one another, support, uplift, empower, educate, inspire, and be who you are, because the world needs your stories.
That's right. That's right. Beautiful messages. Thank you both for coming on.
Thank you.
You're a true inspiration to the Bronx and beyond. And so if you're not following, follow, and also follow the Community Spotlight Foundation on Instagram and all platforms. I'm your host, Jomil Luna, and thank you for joining. Good night. The Mr. Wow, perfect. Okay.
compose
All
on
right,
it.
good.